Many moons have passed since A$AP Rocky last released an album, 2,601 days to be exact. So why hasn't he released his new album? It's been teased a lot, singles have been dropped, several release dates have been given, and yet it's nowhere to be found. The truth is, A$AP Rocky has pressed the self-destruct button on his career. In this video, we'll look at everything stopping the artist from dropping, which all link to one key factor. We'll begin with a situation that affected several rap artists in the past year. The Drake and Kendrick battle has obviously had lasting repercussions for the main guys, but the fallout from the explosive beef has left others with wounds as well. Those others include A$AP Rocky. On a second collaboration between Future and Metro Boomin, Rocky featured on a song named Show of Hands. On the track, the artist would join countless others in dissing Drake, mocking the Canadian for being in his feelings over Rihanna for way over a decade now. On top of this, Rocky also reminded Drake that he was with his baby mother, Sophie, before Drake had got her pregnant. And if that wasn't enough, A$AP Rocky seemingly took a jab at Drake's latest album at the time, For All the Dogs, claiming that it came and went. This was all well and good, and in all honesty, it was a great way for Rocky to step back into the limelight after not dropping since 2018. But this diss would actually come back to bite him. On Family Matters, Drake responded to every rapper that sent shots towards him. When addressing Rocky, he had the perfect response, as although Rocky may have been with his baby mother in the past, Drake was actually with Rihanna during that same period, who is now the mother of Rocky's children. Whilst that was a good response on its own, the line that resonated more was Drake claiming that Rocky is more of a model than a hip hop artist due to his sporadic releases and the fact that his last drop was labelled as mid. Cause they only talking about your fit again. Probably gotta have a kid again for you think of dropping any shit again. They gon' say you shoulda model cause it's mid again. Smoking 50 but they shoulda put you on the first one. This Drake line has unfortunately aged well, as just recently A$AP Rocky failed to chart on the Apple Music charts after releasing a single exclusive to the streaming service. If a song exclusive to a site fails to chart, then you know that there is a serious problem. The video for the song was also deleted off of YouTube shortly after. This led to hundreds of people quoting the Drake line on social media, suggesting that he had fallen off and that his career was over, which actually ties into a vital moment in Rocky's career, a moment which stopped the artist from dropping music. Before we get to that though, make sure to subscribe to the channel as over 90% of you haven't yet. As mentioned previously, A$AP Rocky's last album, Testing, was released in 2018, and its title is very fitting to say the least. After releasing two classic albums with Long Live A$AP and At Long Last A$AP, fans of the artist were expecting Rocky to continue his generational run. What they received, however, was a significant departure from the smooth, Houston-inspired sound that fans had come to expect, with Rocky instead opting for a larger focus on experimental and boundary-pushing sounds. The goal for Testing was to break out of the comfort zone that Rocky had found himself in. And whilst he was certainly successful in achieving that, both critics and fans alike were not exactly supportive of this new direction. Whilst there were elements of genius on the project within A$AP Forever and Praise the Lord, for the most part it sounded too experimental. His singing on Cool Drops, the Kodak Black Prison feature, weird samples, and the industrial sounds throughout the album are just a handful of things that people simply did not like. And the numbers support this statement, as Testing only sold 75,000 units in the first week and debuted at number 4 on the Billboard Top 200. For Rocky, this was definitely considered a commercial failure, as his previous two albums, Long Live A$AP and At Long Last A$AP, had sold around 140,000 in the first week. Breaking out of his comfort zone had meant that Rocky had also broken out of the mainstream. Okay, that's a bit far, but to halve your numbers at the height of your career meant that something had again gone seriously wrong. But just how damaging was this failed test for A$AP Rocky's career? Since the commercial failure and negative reception of testing, the artist has not released another body of work, and although fans still eagerly await his new project, that failure continues to linger in the back of Rocky's mind. His upcoming album, Don't Be Dumb, has gone through countless reworks and changes, and the delays have been blamed on leaks, mixing and mastering, and sample clearances. Sample clearances don't take this long to attain. A$AP Rocky has delayed his album and even deleted singles because he lacks a clear creative direction, which all stems from this next factor. A$AP Rocky has overthought his career, or his music career at the very least, because as Drake said, the fashion and family side of Rocky has actually been a great success. As for his new album though, he may as well have pressed the self-destruct button on the entire thing, especially when you consider the many opportunities that the artist has had to drop his latest album. I mean, Rocky went through an entire high-profile trial which gave him televised coverage and kept him in the headlines for months, and yet the album is nowhere to be found. Many believe that the album should have dropped soon after the not guilty verdict was delivered, to celebrate freedom and announce his return in the most dramatic manner. Any remaining momentum he had left after testing destroyed his reputation is long gone, and the failure of the latest single seems to be the final straw for many people, with social media slandering the artist and dismissing any thought about a new album. A$AP Rocky himself knows that people have run out of patience with him. After the trial had finished, he was asked about the upcoming album, to which he replied, people are tired of hearing updates about the album and that they just want to hear the actual project. The artist also promised that he's got some new stuff in store and that he's been challenging himself. We've heard it all before. It doesn't help that there are several artists that have taken over the wheel for Rocky. Nowadays, fans have an abundance of alternative and innovative artists to listen to, unlike the early 2010s when Rocky was one in a million. Playboi Carti, Tyler the Creator, and Travis Scott are just a few examples of artists that fans have moved on to, instead of sitting and waiting for new music from A$AP Rocky. It really be your own people. So that being said, is it over for A$AP Rocky? If you're going by social media outrage, then you'd think that Rocky's career is totally over, when in truth, the artist 100% has the ability to turn it around. Considering his status and influence within the industry, it would be a lot easier than it looks for him to make a comeback into the music mainstream. He's soon to star in a film directed by Spike Lee alongside Denzel Washington, and is with one of the biggest pop stars of all time. The A$AP name is still well and truly alive. The only hurdle he really has to overcome is the fear of musical failure that currently consumes him.